Hi, friends. Have you been watching the Justin Timberlake body cam footage from his DUI? I don't understand why he was so pressed about it coming out. Like, I thought for sure the way his people were talking for him and his lawyers, because they filed stuff to not let it come out. I thought for sure he pulled some Mel Gibson stuff or dropped the M bomb or something. You know what I mean? He was He's definitely drunk. It wasn't I didn't see him be mean or disrespectful. He said he didn't even say, like, "Do you know who I am?" or anything like that. Like, I don't that lady, though, that ST lady, there's no way you can't tell me she wasn't drunk. There's no way. I don't believe it. The cop said, "Well, your eyes look good. You're not slurring your words." And I thought, "Well, okay, well, maybe she's not slurring her words, but do you hear how she's like, I don't believe it. I don't believe she wasn't drunk. That's a confusing part to me." He said it's gonna mess with the world tour or something like that. And the officer goes, "World tour, what do you do?" And he goes, "It's difficult to explain." No, it isn't. You sing and dance. It's not that hard. I hope he knows what he does for a living. I'm not gonna lie, I watched it a couple times. Thought, hmm, got my chamomile. Trying to fix my voice. I am on day 22. No cigarettes. I told my baby, and she goes, "I'm so proud, Mama." Oh, I love her so much. Um, but yeah, if you haven't gotten a chance to watch that, just open YouTube on any channel. It'll pop up. It's everywhere. It is everywhere. Law and Crime Network were the first on mine, were the first I saw, and they just released the whole 18, the first 18 minutes was like 3 different clips have been released without any commentary or anything. And actually, a lot of channels are doing that. So yeah. Also, I thought it was weird that he never asked to call his wife or his lawyer. Those would be the first people I would want to call. Like, hello. I don't know. He was poor Justin. But yeah, your job's not hard to explain, Justin. You sing and dance. My job's hard to explain. What do you do? I have 2 websites. I have a couple side jobs. I sell sweatshirts and mugs and stuff online. And then there's the social media, all of it all. And bleh. That's a mouthful. And I'm coaching side again. That's difficult to explain. That just makes people go, "Okay, stop." They're like, "We're good. You know what? I'm sorry I even asked." And I'm like, I get it. I get it. Uh, Speaking of jobs, I went to work with one of the guys Saturday, I think. And I had no idea that we were going to be there that long. But the little girl lady that was supposed to work with him didn't for whatever reason. And he needed a couple extra hands. It was doing grout stuff. And Saturday when I woke up, my body felt good. I had fairly normal amounts of energy. And anytime that I can move my body, I need to be doing something. So I have fibro, but I also have these sleep problems. And it's a combination of narcolepsy and CFS. My body shuts down. This has been doing this for quite some time, for about 10 years now. I was diagnosed with fibro 14 years ago, almost 15. And the narcolepsy CFS has been about a decade. And not, it is physical because it's neurological. It's not psychological, it's neurological. I remember when Josh first pulled that annulment stuff and I was living in parking lots in my truck and then in the RV. And it was really hard. There are a lot of things that kind of trigger all of the illness, especially if I am overstimulated in a way that is physically or emotionally, my brain will shut down, not in a way that I am sad or depressed or anything like that. I get a little bit. If a narcolepsy, I call them nap attack, sits in the middle of the day, I usually have about an hour warning. Then a lot of people are not all narcolepsy is what you see on TV. It's not like that's actually narcolepsy with cataplexy. It's a little bit different. I do not have that. And then with the CFS, ME, uh, my body will sleep. The normal body, the normal brain is going to give you at least a third of your existence in rest. That's what it's supposed to be. That's the average, at least. And of course, every human body is different. So some people need a little more, some people need a little less, but around third of the time that you are of in existence, your brain is going to be putting your body to sleep so that it can recoup and repair. And as most healthy people know, all healthy people know, generally this happens at nighttime. And that is because of the cones in our eyes detect the sun going. Our cones detect it and it sends messages to our brain to start releasing those sleepy chemicals. And that's what we call a circadian rhythm. Your circadian rhythm is you sleep at night, you're awake during the day. My body does not have one. It does not have a circadian rhythm. I have to be very careful about my sleep hygiene. It has to be pretty structured. And even then, I will need more sleep than the healthy person. That is just what living with this disease is. But to put it in perspective, the healthy individual is usually asleep about a third of the time and has about 2/3 of their existence in waking hours where they can be mobile and go to work and hang out and be social and do all of the things that humans need to do. With me, it's the opposite. I have 2/3 sleeping hours and more like 1/3 awake. Sometimes it's a little bit better, sometimes it's a little worse. But that has been kind of the average since I got sick a decade ago. I do feel like I don't know if it's getting better or if I'm just learning how to deal with it better. I stick with my supplements and I try to be very careful about what sleep hygiene is. It's you go to a bed around the same time. You don't have a lot of lights on. It's how you sleep. It's the environment that you put yourself in when you sleep to be conducive for sleep, right? So for perspective, if me and you both live 60 more years, you will have 40 years of waking hours and memories, and I will only have 20. That is how disastrous this is. So, and because it's like most chronic illnesses, it is worse sometimes of the year than it is others. In relationship to my environment, absolutely, it becomes worse or better. Sometimes it becomes worse or better for no reason whatsoever. There's nothing, I could do everything right, and it'll just flare up again. This has been a journey for sure. Um, but why was I starting this? Oh, so, and a part of it is something called post-exertion malaise, and it's where your body kind of shuts down after, if I push it too far, regular body can much quickly, significantly more quickly than my body will. So like I felt good on Saturday. I went to work with him on Saturday to make some money. It didn't really serve me there that long. And I pushed my body way too hard. It is now Tuesday at, I need my glasses on, around 3-ish, I think. um, and I had to rest that whole time since Saturday. I had to take like pretty much over 2 days because this, and when I explain it to people, because so many people suffer from depression, which is a very real problem. And if you are struggling with depression, I want you to know there's a crisis text line and it is okay to ask for help. One of the reasons, after doing my schooling and running mental health VB and all of that, what breaks my heart is people who pass away from their own hands didn't kill her. Depression did. And the reason that breaks my heart, because it's one of the most treatable mental conditions that people deal with. It's not something that I deal with. I'm very fortunate in that way. When I was younger, in my teen years, I was on antidepressants. But as an adult, it's not. I have learned how to switch my focus as an adult, and that's what I teach people in my coaching. It has saved me, especially in the wake of everything that happened 4 years ago with the annulment and when I was homeless, and then the trafficking of my children. And we're going to talk about that a little bit at the very end of this. I want to say something about Leilani that I think a lot of people are missing. Um, but that's not what I mean. When I say I want to get out of bed and I can't, it's not like I'm overwhelmed, so I'm procrastinating or I'm too sad. It's like, no, I'm excited about my day. I'm excited about the things that I need to do. But I just, it's a movement disorder. It's too heavy and I can't move. Like, for the last 2 days, I have been having such a hard time just getting around. And mostly last night I went to sleep at like 10 last night and was dead to the world until after noon today. And that's not a normal thing. That's from chronic illness. That is what it is. So I'm very happy to be sitting here with you and speaking to you because my brain gets so foggy too. It's like it's picture, this is what it feels like. Okay, this is what it feels like. If human beings, if we had like a battery pack with that we put just like regular batteries in, it's like mine is dead. Someone's like, oh my God. They're like, but it's not psychological. It's not an emotional thing. It's not something. When I was living in those parking lots and I was having a really hard time, I saw the most ignorant comments about my narcolepsy saying, oh, you should just power through. I had one of my friends from high school who is no longer on my friends list and won't be, literally tell me, well, Jamie, everyone gets tired sometimes. Okay, Jimmy. All right, cool. No shit. We've all been getting tired since we were born. Genius. This is not the same thing. And it's not anything I can motivate. You can't motivate cancer to cure itself. You can't motivate diabetes away. You can't motivate these kinds of physical things. And it's not psychological, it's neurological. It's very, very, very important to remember because people will chalk it up as laziness. It's not. That's not what's going on. But yeah, so I'm very happy to be here talking to you right now. I'm going to go into, let's talk about Leilani for a minute. Leilani Adams. Leilani Adams was the court-appointed attorney on my custody case. And I want to remind everyone, first of all, if you need to be caught up, go to the Courthouse Kidnapping YouTube channel. Eddie and Jamie, put that link right here. This is what it is. Type this into YouTube on your search bar, at a Courthouse Kidnapping in your search bar. And it will pop up and you could subscribe, watch all the videos. I'm pretty sure there might be over 100 videos on there now. I've been talking about this for quite some time. During all of that, when all that was happening, I want to remind everyone that nor was Mona's father involved. He was out to sea. His crazy psycho mother, who has been emotionally incestuous with him since he was a child. And everyone in that family knows it. The siblings know it. Everyone knows it. And I feel like even now to this day, his mother has placed him, after trafficking his child, away from her mother, or at least having a big part in it. He is stuck in the place between sticking up for what his mom did and sticking up for his ex-wife. And he's a mama's boy. I mean, she literally calls him her golden Greek god. I'm going to post some clips from a video that I did about that whole Victoria Beckham situation, where I tell a little bit about my story with a crazy psycho mother-in-law who just wants to sleep with her son. It's disgusting. She wanted to be Mona's mom. It's very clear. And it just, her greatest, this spite and nastiness, the level of abuse that my baby is getting psychologically is in a way of, this woman's greatest accomplishment is going to be getting her son's daughter away from her own mother because she wants to mother her son's child. It's disgusting. It's abusive. And the courts need to know how to recognize that. Because Mona didn't have a mama or a daddy there. And Lisa was the one that set it up to where the annulment would happen when he was gone. He was out to sea for 6 months. I mean, maybe I'm giving Josh too much slack. Maybe. Maybe I'm giving him too much grace. That could be true. But she never cut the cord with that man. And he, at least when we were married, he liked it. He loved the attention. I don't know how he is now with his new girlfriend. I don't know. I have been erased out of my child's life. I've been erased. I've been effectively erased. And you know those boy moms. You see it on TikTok being nasty about their sons. I'll link videos. If you're watching this on YouTube, I will link those videos, a couple of those videos in the description, because it is maladaptive, it's abusive, and now grandchildren are suffering because we have these trafficking attorneys. Now let's get to Leilani. I put a lot of heavy emphasis on Jana Naderman, who worked for Toscano Law when all that stuff happened, and his mother, because Josh's mother had power of attorney when he left. I don't remember, because when I was a teenager, I was engaged to another man, an amazing man named Matt. He was a Marine. He used to leave to go for 6 months. That was like right during the Iraqi war. He would have to leave every 6 months to go over to Iraq, and then he would come back 6 months and go over in Afghanistan, blah, 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 whatever. That was a long time ago. I don't ever remember him having to sign a power of attorney over to anyone. So I'm not sure if that's standard or if that's something that Lisa coerced Josh into doing, which I could totally see her doing that, because once again, she wanted to be his wife. She is in love with her son. She doesn't love her son. Well, she does, but she's also in love with her son. Anyways, but yeah, I've laid a heavy emphasis on Jana Naderman. And I've talked about Leilani also, but especially beginning is more towards Jana. It's more towards Jana because that whole annulment was the only way that the trafficking was allowed to happen with the kids. The annulment had to happen first. He had to make his disabled wife homeless first because I'm a really good mama. And I love my babies more than anything. And everyone knows it. Everyone knew it. And now there's court documents filled with lies. I want to talk about one of those documents because, and I still have this paperwork. On the very last day, and a snippet of this is actually on the website, courthousekidnapping.com. Editing Jamie, right here. courthousekidnapping.com. There's actually a picture. I took a picture of a part of one of these documents. Leilani Adams was my court-appointed attorney. And I just watched a court-appointed attorney go harder for a woman who murdered 2 of her babies, put them in suitcases, and bury them in the freaking park than Leilani did to keep my child safe. So don't tell me that court-appointed attorneys can't do it. They can if they want to. But here's the thing. This wasn't a slip up, and I'm going to tell you why. Because on that last paper, and this is all on the website as well, the paper contradicts itself. The thing that I was coerced into signing, given no other option, which was a lie, Leilani. That was a lie. That's a crime. That was coercion in every way. On that paper, I was accused of being a drug addict because I was taking prescribed stimulants for my narcolepsy. Prescribed. Completely legal, completely prescribed. And Leilani said that that couldn't be fought. That nope, all of a sudden I have to go to drug therapy, even though I'm an addiction counselor. Leilani never said that to anyone. The more I look back at it, because of my narcolepsy, okay, they accused me of being a drug addict for taking prescribed, legally prescribed medication. Legally prescribed. And it wasn't even a whole bunch of them either. It's fun. And in the same paperwork, she says, not only do I have to do some kind of drug counseling, but also I can't see, and Jana wrote this, I can't see my babies until I have submitted to Josh in writing that I'm on medication. Did she say which medication? No, she did not. Because she has no standing. Jana Naderman is not a doctor. She hasn't figured that out, clearly. But my point is, so you can see, you're saying, well, you're a drug addict because you're taking them, but also you need to take them if you want to see them. Any person with 2 brain cells, you don't have to graduate law school, Leilani, to figure out that that is putting someone with 0 options. At that point, it cannot be both ways. It has to be one or the other. Do you want me on them or do you not? And which medications are you talking about? Wait, you don't know because you're not a doctor. None of them are. And everything written in those documents, there is accusations of child abuse. I was never charged with child abuse because I never abused my child. They were just written there by attorneys. Insane. So here's the question to all of you beautiful viewers. Here's the question I pose to you. You are very intelligent. And even if you're not, it's common sense whether someone can be on medication or is not on them. There is no in between. This is common sense. We know it. Either Leilani Adams with Thomas Adams and Associates wasn't smart enough to figure out that those are 2 very conflicting requests, or she knew exactly what she was doing. She knew that the trafficking was happening. She knew she knew their narrative had been created. I don't know what kind of little deal her and Jana had on the side. Either you're stupid or you're a criminal to Leilani Adams. Which one is it? Did you just miss that? Or was it intentional? Are you selling children? Are you selling Virginia Beach youth to their abusers? Leilani Adams? Jana Naderman? Yes, you are. Allegedly. But it actually happened. I saw it happen to my kids. Do I sound angry? It's because I am. Go watch. Go subscribe to the YouTube channel, Cross Kidnapping. I'm about to do a different video for the vlog channel. So let's catch up on after being down for 2 days. But yeah, so with those kinds of illnesses, it's like sometimes it's fine. I mean, there are always symptoms that just kind of linger, but sometimes it's okay. And I think that's where people get very confused because they're like, well, I saw her yesterday and she was fine, because it doesn't look that way. People don't see me in here sleeping for 14, 15, 16 hours at a time and having to drink 87 glasses of water and take 36 vitamins to wake up. It's not normal because I have a sick body. It is what it is. And I am going to have a video coming up on how I cope with that, how I cope with it psychologically and emotionally, because the truth is, it takes a lot. If you've been watching from the beginning, you'll know it takes a lot of time. There's a reason that it takes me kind of double the time to get things accomplished that would take anyone else. Now, if this happens to you and you're in a normal family situation, it doesn't have to leave you homeless. But I was in a normal family situation. I was isolated and I married into that family. And it's crazy because so Josh has 3 siblings. The younger boy moved like as soon as he turned 18. His mom was kind of crazy about him too. She definitely treated the boys differently than she treated the girls. Definitely. And I think she was just too intrusive to the younger one. And the younger one was just a little smarter, honestly, had a little bit more autonomy than Mona's dad did. That's unfortunate. Anyways, we are at almost 30 minutes and my chamomile is empty. Like, I will never stop speaking for my children. If you're watching this on YouTube, subscribe. If you're watching on Facebook, follow. And if you are watching it on the Coercion YouTube channel, go check out my vlog channel too. Just another Jamie VB. And I started a third that is just kind of for coaching too. But it's just shorts and I'm kind of building it up right now. As always, I want everyone to stay grateful for all of your blessings, for bringing you peace in every single one of your challenges, for bringing you strength. And you do not have to just bend over and take it. You're allowed to speak. And it's good to speak. Thank you. Thank you for watching.